Now when you're scaping an aquarium, your only concern as far as introducing your rocks for your aquascape is shape, because colour and growth is going to change, but the shape is the one thing that's not going to change. So for example, in this aquarium, that rock has been in for a long time, so the rock is looks much more mature. This one maybe looks like it's been in for a smaller amount of time, and this is fresh rock that's been recently cleaned. If you put it out in the sun, that will do that, and then over time this rock is going to change colour. So when you put the rock in, it will start off generally going light brown, like this colour. It will look terrible, and then it will often go green, and that will look terrible. And then if your water parameters aren't correct, it'll go a red slimy colour, and that will look terrible too. And then eventually, if your water quality is correct, it will end up going coralline, and the coralline is the beautiful purple colour. There's a little bit of it there. So if you start there, there's a bit here. So once the tank is really well established and the rock is well established in its position, you'll start getting the gorgeous growths of coralline, as long as your water is correct. Then over time, if your water is correct, the coralline will continue to grow, and that means you're winning. If over time the coralline starts to die, that means there's something wrong. So adding new rock to the tank, you must be ready for the rock to look terrible for months. That's just what happens. And eventually it looks great. And when you're scaping, your main concern for the scaping is the shape of the rock. So you want to roll the rock over, and you want to look at the best position for the rock to be in to have corals. For example, on a reef like this, you want to try not to have rocks on that position because the corals fall off. You really want to scape it so the rocks are flat, or even on that position, so there's more room to actually place the corals. Because in the long run, you'll hardly see the rock anyway, you'll see the corals that are on the rock. So you just got to remember when you're scaping that the rock is basically just a platform in order for your corals to go on. And just consider long term. Don't worry about the way it looks now, worry about the way it's going to look in months to come. Because it's a patient game. Reef aquariums are a patient game.